tanto jugando suelto como en competición. Tanto si se trata de un rápido 9 hoyos o de un gran 36. Tanto si juegas bajo presión o arrasando, siempre das lo mejor de ti. Nuevo fuel de FootJoy.
Okay, here with Lexi Thompson, 6 under 66 today. What did you find around this golf course that helped you to your score today?
Honestly, doing the practice rounds, it was super windy Monday through Wednesday, so it wasn't much of a test how it has been the last 2 days. So I just went into the first round just focusing on doing my pre-shot routine, focusing on committing to my golf shots, and I've made a lot of great putts and hit a lot of good shots, so just keeping that momentum going and just staying in the moment.
We've seen a couple 9-unders out here, and I mean, shot a 6 under today. It's a pretty low score. Did you see these kind of numbers early this week?
No, not when it was blowing 25 miles per hour and they were playing it super long. I definitely didn't see it. They've moved quite a few tees up, and I mean, we've had perfect conditions, very little wind. So, and the course is in amazing shape. So, you know, if you're just rolling your putts, you know it's not going to bounce. They're rolling so pure. So, definitely didn't see those scores Monday through Wednesday, but how the weather conditions have been, yes. But I'm sure I saw a few pins that were going to be there for tomorrow, and it's going to play tougher.
6 under, 6 birdies on the card, no bogeys. Played really well yesterday afternoon. What were the differences in the conditions between yesterday afternoon and this morning?
I would say maybe just a little softer greens, but they were still somewhat soft yesterday, receptive. But, you know, I had a rough front 9 yesterday, or my first 9. I shot one over, and I loaded up on the front 9. But I just tried to take that momentum going into today and just try to keep the pedal down, focus on my shots and my emotions, and that's all I can control. So we'll see what the weekend brings.
How'd you bounce back from that?
Sorry?
How'd you bounce back from that tough front 9?
You know, just staying patient. I knew there was birdie opportunities on the front 9, and I knew I've been playing well and stroking it well, so I just had to stay in the moment and not get too down. It's easy to do with golf, but, you know, stayed patient, and I made a lot of birdies on the second 9.
Madison?
Yeah. You've been really close the last few months, getting 3 top 10s. What are your goals for this week?
For this week, honestly, my overall goals going into every week, I've just been trying to stay positive and just enjoy my time more out on the golf course with my caddy and just staying in the moment. I know I've said that a few times, but I've put in the work back at home. I've put in the hours and the practice. So just coming out here and believing in myself and letting it show. It's taken a lot of pressure off myself just going out there and relaxing. So going into the weekend, play how I have the last 2 days and see where that brings.
Great. And I know we're talking about founders, but your first U.S. Women's Open was at Pine Needles at 12 years old.
Yeah.
We're headed back there this year. Are you trying to build momentum leading into that event?
Yeah, of course. It'll be amazing to go back to Pine Needles. Probably won't remember too much of it, except probably that first tee ball. But I'm really looking forward to going to Pine Needles. It's a great golf course, a lot of amazing memories. I have my parents there, and yeah, I'll definitely hopefully build off this. I'll have 2 more weeks off after this event as well, so I'll go back home, make sure I practice hard, and get everything in tune for the U.S. Women's Open.
There are a lot of great golfers out here, and it must be tough to win. I mean, is it hard for you to sit down and think, wow, it's been 19 since I won an event? 2000?
Is it hard?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, are you're not even, so you're kind of taking the pressure off yourself and...
No, I mean, the talent out here is truly amazing, and I mean, it's tough to win, and all I can do is control my emotions and how much hard work I put in, and I know the amount of work that I put into it, so if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not the end of my life.
Coming back on the back 9, where yesterday you made a couple of bogeys, how do you approach it with like a clear head and not let that, what you did yesterday, interfere with today?
Yeah, of course. That's a great question. My front 9 was definitely a little sketchy. Wasn't my best ball striking and just felt a little bit out of it. But I just tried to scratch that going into the turn. You know, my 10th hole was number 1. So I was like, all right, new 9, let's just start scratch and let's just fire away at the pins, commit to my shots. And that's all I can do. And, you know, if it was an off day, it was an off day. But I ended up turning it around into a good round. So I was very proud of myself, and then I came into today with a good start as well.
Is there anything you did differently to warm up to get you prepared for your first 9 holes today rather than anything you did yesterday?
Nothing different. Just making sure that I'm staying fully relaxed. I mean, my routine is like my set routine. It's down to the minute, so I don't change that at all. You know, some things, if I'm struggling in that round, I'll go and work on the next morning before my next round, but finishing the way I did yesterday on my second 9, I felt pretty good about it, so I just did the same warm-up routine, felt good about it.
Max?
So this season you've only made 5 starts. You've skipped the Asia swing. So I just wanted to ask: are you, trying to conserve energy, maybe going into the thick of the season and into major championship season?
Yeah, it's another good question. Yes, I am. At the same time, I like to pick and choose which events that I want to play in and which golf courses suit my game the best. And you definitely conserve energy. I don't like to play more than 2-3 weeks in a row. And I love my time at home with my family and friends, and I feel like that gets me more mentally prepared for the weeks I do play. So I'm enjoying that time.
And obviously, you have 2 more rounds here this week, and I'm sure you're looking forward to that. But going into the summer and going into major championship season, do you have maybe a different mindset, or are you approaching it differently than you have in years past?
Not too much of a different mindset. Going into majors, I have the same mindset. I want to win. I think we all do. We all go into every event wanting to win, but probably a little bit more prep work going into the week, into majors, but no different.
And then just last question for me, bringing it back to this week. You're good. You're good. Obviously, notoriously one of the longest hitters on tour. This is a golf course. It's pretty narrow off the tee. Some of those tee shots, you've got like little landing strips to just kind of hit it in. When you're in contention, come Sunday, like what do you do off the tee? Do you feel like this is a place you can really take out driver and rip at it, or do you kind of play a little bit more back?
Yeah, I actually do hit quite a few drivers out here. There's a few holes I don't have a choice. I have to hit like a 2-iron off the tee, but besides that, take driver everywhere. I'm very confident with my drivers, so really just committing to your lines. The fairways are very narrow. Rough isn't super thick, but you got to hit it in the fairways coming into some of these greens with the false fronts and everything and get the max stop that you can, or max spin. So it's important, but you just have to commit to your lines.
Do you always carry a 2-iron, or is that just in the bag this week?
I always carry one. It's a driving 2-iron. Yeah, always have it.
Thanks, Lexi.
Yeah.
El nuevo Pro SL no tiene clavos, pero tiene un agarre increíble. Con una plancha de carbono adicional para optimizar el retorno de energía y un nuevo y moderno diseño, el zapato original de máximo rendimiento sin clavos tiene algunas ventajas importantes.